What's up, PPs? It is episode 23 of The Prattle, and guys, you're not going to want to miss this one. We are joined by University of Michigan golfer, Hamilton native, right down the road from us Zealand folks. It's Nick Carlson. Nick, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
So you're in Ann Arbor right now, and are you getting in some work on the course down there?
I'm grinding every day here. So every day that I'm not in class. Today was a full day. Woke up at 6 and just left the course at sundown. So
I really like that you mentioned going to class because you are a student before you're an athlete, and I love that the NCAA emphasizes that.
That's what they claim.
That is what they claim. Exactly. So what I want to start with is when I first kind of started following you was I think it's when a lot of people really started following you was 2016, the U.S. Amateur Championship. And that was quite the week for you. I have never watched golf more intently in my life. I was cheering for you. I only watched major championships for the most part besides golf. But, dude, I was watching every single hole. What was that week like for you in that course in Oakland?
I like to say that it was the best week of my life, or easily up there as one of the two best weeks of my life, of course. But
right.
In all honesty, I still don't know what happened. I was kind of like an out of body experience.
Right.
Like, I don't know why I made the decisions I made. Hitting a 3-wood on hole 6 at 307 uphill. What are we doing that for? The chip-in with the 9-iron against in the same match against Dylan Meyer on 14. I have no idea why I pulled 9-iron there. There's little things, like, I look back on it, and I have no idea why I did the things I did, but clearly they worked. So, I'm just going to roll with it and say that I did it on purpose.
Nick, for those of us that don't know, I know a little bit, and then for our listeners, our PPs that may not know, fill us in on why that was so important, because it really is a big deal.
In terms of amateur golf, like, that's our U.S. Open, that's our Masters, that's our 4 majors that you see on TV and we get hyped up about. That's our one time to shine. And, for me to do that in my home state, 2.5 hours from Hamilton, 40 minutes from Ann Arbor, I still can't really explain it, and it's been, whatever it's been, 6 or 18 months.
Right, so, you said it. You said one time to shine, and you went out and did it.
Yeah, and it's been a ride since, but yeah, it's definitely I got hot at the right time, and that's just kind of how golf works.
Right, it really is, and that was quite the weekend you had. Obviously, what I have is you were ranked 1,981st in the world. Is that correct? Is that a number that sticks with you?
A little bit. That week, if you made it to the quarters, you got these like playing cards, and on the back of it, mine said, 1981, and everyone else's said, there was Curtis's that I lost to said 6. There was a couple 30s, a couple 40s, or something like that. And
right.
Maybe there was a 200 in there, but still, then you had me. That was way back there.
Right.
And it kind of, I was the underdog that week, and I was doing my thing, and I had everything kind of going for me, and it was just kind of a special week, and kind of started aligned at the right time, and kind of excelled my game from there. So it was definitely something I'll never forget.
Right, for sure. And one thing that I kind of want to tie into that, from what I noticed, the one thing I noticed was, one, you were having the week of your life in golf, and two, your raw emotion on the golf course. I do not see a golfer. I've never seen a golfer at any level, not even Tiger Woods. However, he did get into it back in the day. However, I've never seen a golfer show his emotion like that on the course. Where does that come from? Because to me, golf is like a country club sport. You know, you're not supposed to show your emotions. Okay, you tip your cap, but that's not what you were doing that week. What happened, and where do you get that from?
I honestly get that from hours of watching Tiger Woods.
That's great.
I am, to this day, I like to call it the biggest Tiger Woods fan on the planet Earth. I grew up. I grew up watching him play, watching him fist pump. You'd see every time they'd show him, in 2008, 2009, when I really started to really get into golf. Anytime they'd show him, they'd show little highlights of whether it would be, his crazy fist pumps at the '96 U.S. Am at TPC Sawgrass when he won, or into 2000s when he won at Pebble and the British, and that's the kind of, I saw that, and I saw him screaming and yelling, and that's just how I kind of structured my game, because I thought you hit it 2 feet, that's pretty cool.
Right.
Right. And so what I'm hearing from you here now is you're saying you're the next Tiger?
I don't know about that. I got a long way to go to get to there, but no, I just like the way he plays. I like the way he shows his emotion, and it kind of goes with his game. So, when I get hot and get going, I want to show that, and I want to show how happy I am and how fired up I am. And in all honesty, I think it was to my advantage that week in match play, because my opponent was right next to me every single set, and they had to deal with that. They had to deal with that side of me, and they had to deal with the crowd. And so I think that also helped me play better golf. And, throughout college, I've noticed that when I play like that and get fired up on the golf course, I just play better golf.
Yeah, and I definitely think you need to be in your element no matter what sport it is, and don't let people tell you what you need to do and what you can't do on the course. And I have a feeling that if people haven't told you, you get that look every once in a while of people like, okay, you should not be doing this. This is, a gentleman's game or whatever. But
right.
You're still yourself, and I really respect that. Do you ever get that, any kind of comments or those kind of looks?
Yeah, so that whole run came after right after my freshman year of college, and my first couple tournaments, and I was lucky to play them all as a freshman. My coach just wanted me to be calm and cool and handle my emotions better, and I think I've grown as a player since my freshman year, but he understood after that week that, okay, Nick needs to get fired up. He needs to kind of go at it. He needs to throw some fist pumps in there when he's making birdies or he makes a good shot. Just the little things like that. And my coach was probably the biggest, I want to say almost a hater of the, the emotion and the energy that I brought out, because sometimes it was flipped. It was, me getting mad at myself and just, really depressed and down. But I've learned to escape that and throw that away and deal with it better, but still get fired up. So it's just finding the right balance right now.
Yeah, Nick, that whole week was phenomenal. This is Alan, by the way. I remember watching that week very intently, just all in for you, all in whatever you're doing. I was getting hyped when you were getting hyped. It was awesome. That chip in.
Yeah.
Dude, that got me hyped up. Top 10. ESPN top 10.
Easily the loudest anything I've ever heard on a golf course. Because it was so loud that I couldn't even hear myself yell. So,
Nick, you really shouldn't be hitting those kind of shots. We want to keep it quiet on the golf course.
But Nick, how does it feel to see yourself waking up that next morning and seeing yourself on that ESPN top 10?
It's pretty cool. I mean, I think I sent out a tweet that morning, I've always I'd wake up before school or before I had to go to the bus every day and try to watch the top 10 plays. And then, 10 years later, here I am on it. It was a little odd, but very cool because, the whole nation gets to see that. And, people, you guys know how it is. Like, people live and die by watching the ESPN top 10.
Oh, man, we know it.
And then here's this kid from Hamilton, Michigan, making it on there. So it was pretty special.
That's every kid's dream. You're living the dream, dude.
So we got lucky.
Yeah, Nick, you talked so much about Tiger there and how he's so inspiring and how you kind of model the way you play around him. But the biggest question in all of golf at this moment, is Tiger back?
Oh, it depends on what you think is back.
Well, I mean, I don't think Tiger's ever going to get back to the Tiger of the early 2000s. 2000 probably to 2008 when he was really in all contention for all those majors. I'm sorry. But what I think is, can he win one or two more major championships? That's what that's for me would be him being back.
My answer is yes, but
bold.
There's some things that need to happen, and he needs to win a regular tour event.
Right.
And then, once that happens, he's going to gain a little bit more confidence. He's going to go win again, and he's going to gain a little bit more, and then he's going to be in contention at a major, and he's going to see what that feels like again, and the murmurs in the crowd are going to start, and then that confident, cocky Tiger is going to come out, and he's going to throw a game face on and shock the world that he's actually is back. And I really do think he can do it. Some people might think I'm biased, but even if you look at the round that he threw up today at the Memorial, 4 over through 7 holes and shoots even par. I mean, the guy's got grit, moxie, you name it. The guy's got it still.
Yeah, he's still got it in him. I can definitely see some of that happening. But forgive me, I'm not really a golf guy, to be honest, but I'm just going to kind of do some thinking out loud for Tiger, just do him a favor. So, Tiger, if you're listening, just pay attention to this. So, to me, golf is one of the only sports where you can be in your 60s and still play at a competitive level. So, I feel like since Tiger's problem has been, injuries with his back and stuff like that, I feel like, why doesn't he just not swing hard?
What?
Because he swings at 121 and it goes straighter than it ever has in his entire career.
Right.
All right. So, I mean, I'm not a golf guy.
He's hitting it better. He's hitting it better off the tee than he ever has in his career, statistically speaking, this year.
Right.
Compared, even 2000 when he was winning, unbelievable.
So where is it in Tiger's game that he needs the most improvement to get back there? Because when he was on, his short game was something else. But I think he goes from round to round and he'll have a good putting day, but then he'll have a poor one. Is that something he needs to kind of get back into himself? Is his short game?
I mean, he needs to, his approaches statistically were so good when he was in his prime, in his quote unquote prime,
right,
at 8 years. So he's hitting it close, and then it's a lot easier to make a putt when you're close to the hole. But I mean, his short game, around the greens is statistically the same as it was then. In his putting, he just needs to get a little bit more swagger going, like you just said. I mean, he has a good day and he has a bad day. So I don't think it's that far off. You just need to get hot at the right time, a.k.a. the first round of the tournament, and just kind of ride it. And once he does that once, he's going to ride it for a long time, like he has in the past for years and years. So I think it's a good chance to happen soon.
Right. So you've talked a lot about Tiger, and he kind of brought your emotion and kind of got you really invested into the game. Were there any other golfers when you were growing up that you kind of modeled your game after or drew some fire from?
Honestly, no. Tiger was kind of the main dude, and then I learned everything else kind of from my dad. So I mean, he's kind of still is number one coach of mine, and
right.
His short game was better than anyone I've ever witnessed. So we'd beat each other up on in competitions and stuff like that. So I probably gained a little bit more fire from him because he's just like I am, just ultra competitive. you name it. I'm a carbon copy basically of him. So we kind of went at it and butted heads, and that's kind of made me the player I am as well. So there's little competitions, that you're, instead of playing catch in the backyard with your dad, you're yelling and screaming when you make a big putt because it feels so good, kind of thing. So just those little moments that made me the golfer I am, for sure.
So have you been a golf guy all your life, or have you played other sports?
No, I've been a golf nerd since I, really took it up at 6 years old. Kind of fell in love with it. I played some t-ball when I was younger.
Hey.
Played some basketball, middle school and 1 year in high school. Then I got too short for that. I wrestled a little bit. I've been around the block in the sports industry, but I surround myself with 7 really good buddies in high school still, and there's always a sports conversation in our ball squad group. So we're always talking sports, and I'm always around it. So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about Tiger, and we've talked a lot about your career and your accolades. But I feel like it's time to get real with each other. You said it. You're kind of on the shorter side. Me too. I'm about 5'7". So I just want to know, what are you listed as?
5'6".
5'6". All right. So you're kind of a shorter guy. Do you think that helps you in your short game?
No. No. It doesn't matter. It is funny, though. Like, a lot of short players have really good short games in golf because they're technically not supposed to hit it very far. But I don't really fit that mold. But I like to think I still have a great short game. So
yeah, you don't fit that mold because you're built like a bowling ball, dude. When you're not going to remember me, right? But I think it was the regional tournament. It was at Mac Legends, your senior year. I was a junior. The only year I played golf, okay? I was the guy that shot about a 110, all right, for Zealand East. However, I remember that your brother was there. Is that right? Was your brother a golfer for Hamilton as well?
Yeah, he played in our one spot his final 2 years and played behind me his first 2 years.
Okay, that's what I thought. I needed to kind of show off, flex on my golf game as well a little bit there. But Mac Legends is your course, right? That's your home course, being from Hamilton area.
Well, I played out there a few seasons. I know some, I know a lot of members. I know the GM. I'm technically based out of Diamond Springs.
Diamond Springs. Right. My bad.
No, you're good. Nonetheless, I'm out at Mac a fair amount. So that's my other go-to course because there's some good players out there. And the Curry Radevelds of the world, Trent Corey of the world.
Hey, the Zealand East boys. There we go. Now we know it. Okay.
So I'm out there with them. We play, 3 times a month. So I'm out there then.
Cool. So one more golf question for you. We had one ready. Who's your favorite golfer? I think that pretty much got answered already. But who do you think is... I got a two-parter for you. Who's the best in the world right now? If you could pick one golfer that's going to win the next major, who it is, and who's the next up-and-coming star, of course, beside yourself, because at least us at the Prado think it is you.
We have confidence in you.
Yes, sir.
Good question. Best player right now. I don't even know if it's not possible to answer, really, honestly.
Right.
I'm trying to, play one-sided, but there's 5 guys that are just dogging for, Justin Thomas just moved to the number 1 player in the world 2 weeks ago after the Players. But you got Justin Thomas, you got Dustin Johnson, you got Steve, Justin Rose, Ricky's another young guy that's right out there. A lot of people don't think he is, but there's so many young guys that are just so good. Rory, the list goes on.
Right.
Those 6, 7 guys are right there, week in, week out, majors, you name it. They're good. So they'll be fighting for the number 1 player in the world for 3-4 years. So it's cool to see. Golf's in a good place right now for sure. Second question. who's the next star? Yakeem Naiman, he just turned pro after the Masters.
Sure, I've heard of him.
Yeah, yep, got it, yep.
He's leading the PGA Tour event right now at Jack's place.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
19-year-old. He's pretty good, I'd have to say. John Rahm, he's 21, 22. He's pretty dang good. Aaron Wise just won a couple weeks ago. He's
Right.
pretty good. He's 21. And in all honesty, you got another guy out of Michigan, Kyle Mueller. He just turned pro today, and he's a stud muffin. So all in good hands right now. So it's pretty awesome time to be playing, and it's pretty awesome time to be a fan and watching on TV for sure.
So are you a junior at Michigan?
Senior to be.
Senior to be. All right, so this is going to be your last year. Let's talk about the timeline. Are we going to expect to see you walking Augusta in a couple of years?
Gosh, I hope it's next August
After this amateur?
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, if I can do well at the Am, I'd hold my amateur status until after the Masters for sure. But this fall, looking to go to Q School, which is qualifying school for the Web.com, where you just go play a bunch of golf. That's over 3 stages, 4 rounds in each stage, and you got to finish in the top whatever it is that they say to get to the next stage. So I'll do Q School this fall. If it doesn't work out, I won't turn pro, but if it works out, I'll turn pro and finish my degree here at the university on my own, paying for my own kind of thing, and, kind of take the money that I hopefully get playing Web.com events and run. And then after that, say that doesn't work, and I'm turning pro the day I'm finished with collegiate golf for the university. So,
That's great. And if you can't find a sponsor, you've always got us. We can make some polo shirts.
There you go. Yeah. So, I'm very excited for what the future's got in terms of, where I'm headed. And I think I've got a clear idea of what I want to do. And I'll be working hard with my team over the next, 6 months to get it completely ironed out. So I'm excited.
That's awesome. And we definitely hope to see you at Augusta. You were so close in the amateur to qualify. That would have been so cool to see you in 2016.
It would have been, but probably the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Right. Because you got back to work and you're going to qualify this year.
Exactly. There you go.
That's right. So first, a couple things. One, thank you for going to University of Michigan. You picked the right school there. Good job. And two, we've got the Cavs and the Warriors, okay? You said you played basketball as a freshman in high school. So you have to have a pick here. And I want to guess, okay? I have no idea, but I'm guessing you're a big LeBron guy. Am I right?
No, not a chance.
Wow.
Really?
Wow, that is rare.
Okay. So you want the Warriors to win the series?
I'm a big Steph guy off the court. He wears, the wristband that he wears, active tape every day. Big promoter of, his ideals and the way he handles himself and kind of the swagger he plays on the court with.
So you're a big fan of throwing mouth guards?
Yeah.
All right, me too.
It's let's throw some hats, just like Tiger.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I like what Steph does, so I'll go for the Warriors. I'm not a Warriors guy. I'm not on that bandwagon. Hated the Kevin Durant move, but it happened.
Ooh.
Couldn't agree more on that one.
But no, I'm not a LeBron fan. I do not like him. I don't know why. I don't know. I would not like to see him win because I know he's going to move. He's going to go somewhere next season. It's not even going to matter to Cleveland. They're going to throw a hissy fit, and they're going to do the same thing. So it'll be interesting to see what happens for sure. Right? Game's going on right now, isn't it not?
Yeah.
It's
it just
tied
went
at
to
the
half, 56-56. So
I could have probably told you that too. TV loves to do that.
well, yeah, we want to hear your pick.
Too, so
Yeah. Who you think's winning the series and in how many games?
7 Warriors.
You think it's going to
Wow.
go to 7?
I would love that.
It has to because of TV ratings. It just
Right.
Oh, so it's
the
rigged.
refs.
That's
The
right.
refs.
It's
You're
rigged.
right.
Hey, Nick, do you think the NBA is rigged?
Yes, I do. 100%.
Oh.
The biggest promoters of NBA rigging.
No, it really. When you see what goes on year after year, there's more evidence to support your claim.
It seems just too good to be true.
It's funny because during the last series, Celtics Cavs, Cavs went down 2, and I texted. I wish I could send you a screenshot because I texted the scenario that was going to play out, and it played out almost word for word. But, and I had all my buddies were like, "Oh, like I bet you, $100 that they won't go 7 games. It's going to be 5, and all this stuff, and
right.
Celtics win." And I'm like, for that to happen right after I called the series before that with the Cavs, and how that all went down. It's tough. It's tough to watch, to be honest. I don't watch a whole lot of NBA anymore after I started to believe that. So, it's you want to call me crazy, go for it. I don't care. I've accepted it, but I've also accepted my belief.
Right. Do you? I don't like the NBA nearly as much as I like college basketball. You a big college basketball guy?
Huge college basketball guy.
So you got to be a big Michigan fan, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the runs we've done, it's been stupid good. It's been fun to be a part of, and the golfers are lucky enough to work out at the Crisis Center. So we see the basketball guys all the time. We're good friends with some of them. Mo and I. Can you imagine that duo?
Yeah.
We spent some time together, and he's a good dude. And
that's awesome.
Playing those guys, and it was great to see everything that happened last year, even the year before. So
who is the nicest guy on the team? Not nicest guy on the Michigan team.
Well, my 2 favorites are gone. 2 guys I hang out most, Mar and Mo.
Okay.
Mar is a sweetheart.
Really?
He's a little teddy bear. He's just a good dude. I mean, there's a lot of good qualities about him. And then Mo's the same way. I got to know Mo in the training room when I was there last summer, and he doesn't care who you are. He's going to sit down and have a conversation with you, which is pretty cool. And you don't get a lot of from a big name. You definitely don't get it from the football team unless your name is Wilton Space. So it's pretty cool for that to happen.
Nick, just question out of the blue. Since U of M football got Jordan gear, did you get any of that?
We asked and asked and asked and asked. And the 2 companies butt heads, and if you're not one, you're not the other. If you want to be one, you have to be full out. So we wanted to get some Jordan golf shoes because they make those.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would have been cool.
We asked, and they said no because they don't make pants, they don't make shirts, and whatever. It is what it is.
That's a bummer. I would have snuck in and got some 11s.
I wish. The rumor has it some teams are going to be switching here in the future, some women's teams, so be on the lookout for that.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Which is kind of cool.
For sure. So the amateur's in August, is that right? This 2018 one?
That is correct. Yeah, August 13th through 19th.
Really? Okay, so where is it at this year?
This year is at Spyglass Hill and Pebble Beach.
Really?
Yeah, we're getting treated like kings and queens out there. It's gonna be a good week.
I guess so. Have you ever played there?
I've not. No, I'm not. Not been lucky enough yet. So it'll be a good treat. We'll get out there at the 10th. I've practiced on 11th and 12th. I'll get my oohs and ahs out of the way and time to go to work. So very excited for that.
Very cool.
What's the coolest course you played on?
Augusta National.
Oh, you have played.
When did you play on Augusta? Was it in a tournament?
February 16th. We played this year with some donors and some members, and yeah, we got the full treatment. There's a receipt from Augusta National and a scorecard that sit on my desk where I do homework. So it's pretty special. I got some pine straw that I may or may not have just stolen and of course.
We'll cut that. We won't let Nick know.
Oh, you're good. You just let it go. So, no, it's been that was a treat and a half. So we're very lucky to have that.
That is honestly one of the coolest things because on anybody's sports bucket list, playing Augusta National, if you're any kind of golf fan, is like right up there. So to be able to do that at your young age, it must have been just special.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've never walked it, I've never seen it, anything until that day. So to walk out onto the first tee and look down and you see everything It was crazy, to say the least.
Right.
So,
sorry. Go ahead.
very happy to do it. So the grounds are like nothing you've ever seen before.
Right. I went and played at Whining Creek the other day, and all the grass clippings were all over the place. I have a feeling it wasn't like that at Augusta.
It was, it's a little bit different than Whining Creek.
They're close.
Yeah, pretty close. One's like a 10 and one's like a 9.5 or so.
So Nick, we'll wrap it up here. We've been holding on to you for about 30 minutes. This has been great, but you said you were a big sports guy, and you said you like football. Are you a Lions fan?
Yeah, I am. I have, unfortunately.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wes is from North Carolina, so he's a big Panthers fan, Nick. But we have to, and Alan is a big Cowboys fan for absolutely no reason. So you and I can struggle together as Lions fans, as real, Michigan-born people.
Yeah, exactly. Michigan natives stick together, and we stick to we stick to the Lions for sure.
That's right, man. But
it is the case.
It is for sure. But like Wes said, thank you so much again for coming on. And I think Alan has something to say before you go off.
All right.
First, everyone, all peepees, give Nick a follow on Instagram and Twitter. Nick,
Hey.
What is your handle?
Carlson Nick J.
All right, peepees, you guys go give him a follow and show him some love and support when he goes and beats it up this August.
That's right, baby.
Also, Nick, do you have any shout-outs?
No, I mean my shout out, Small Squad, Curry, Trent, Mom, Dad, the main ones, the good ones.
Love it.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it. Love helping out. So hope this was good enough.
Dude, it was great. Thank you so much for having you, and we'll talk to you again soon, okay?
All right. Thanks again, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was such a great interview. So much fun. PPs, I really hope you enjoyed that. And again, thanks, Nick Carlson. Guys, be on the lookout for him. Follow him again on Nick Carlson, Instagram and Twitter. And then follow him in August, U.S. Amateur.
Yeah, Nick, that was a phenomenal interview. We want to say thank you again. Just personal thank you. You were great. Enjoyed every second of that interview, and I'm sure our peepees did as well. But peepees, Prattle people, I got a story.
Is this a story time with Pop?
It is.
Okay, let's hear it, Pop.
It is. So I haven't been on the pod for a couple weeks, or I think just a week. And a lot has happened. I got invited to a wedding.
Oh.
It's wedding season, folks.
Big time wedding season.
And I got the invitation a while back, but I just got the RSVP yesterday or 2 days ago.
Hey, does it have a +1 on that RSVP, Pop?
It does.
Oh, boy.
And here is my dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
I have no one.
That's a lot of pressure. I mean, they put that on the invitation oh, Alan, Pop has to have, somebody he can bring.
Zero. Zilch. Nada. No one. I am single as a Pringle. Ladies, sup. But I was talking to Westman, man, weddings are pretty fun. You hang out with people you're close with and dance, and maybe, since we're 21, allegedly, we drink. So me and Wes were talking. We'll be 21 at the time of the wedding, so don't worry, peepees. We're illegal.
We're good kids.
So me and Wes were talking, and I thought it would be a great idea to bring Westman as my +1.
Yeah, not as a weird thing either. I mean, but even if it was, it's 2018, right?
Right. It's normal now. We'll just go and have a fun time and party, and I don't see a problem with it. Why not?
And celebrate the newlyweds. I mean, that's what it's about. Who cares if it's a guy or a girl? I mean, it's about the newlyweds and about having a good time.
But ladies, I would much rather take you over Westman. No offense, Westman.
Dang.
Hit that line, baby.
Whatever. So, I mean, just hit his line, hit his DMs.
Yep, slide in my DMs. At Prattle_Pops on Twitter. And yeah, I mean, get my number. We'll see. You got to be above a 2. That's my only thing.
All right, so Pops, I got a question for you. Yeah, by the way, Aaron, I'm here. I was hanging this dude, but not.
Oh, welcome
not
back.
Yeah, I'm back, baby. We were working the magic behind the scenes, making sure our tech stuff was Gucci. But is this something we need to throw? You guys need to throw on the PP poll? Like, is this something you guys need to throw to the audience? Say, is it like fellas? Is it okay to bring your boy as your date to a wedding? Like, is this something we need to throw on a poll?
I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, TCB will throw out something later.
Most definitely.
Fellas, it's wedding season. Just bring your boys. They won't betray you. They're more loyal than you.
Right.
No offense.
What about this? We show up together and we start having a good time partying. But if we start getting some weird looks, like, what are these two dudes doing together? Maybe we can like have like a tag out, like have a girl on the side that can just tag in.
No, I think you need to double down. Like kiss on the cheek.
Oh, no.
Hey.
The kiss on the cheek would seal it.
What about just a handshake?
What if you caught the wedding bouquet?
Pop better
That'd be
not
problematic.
Be back there.
That might be problematic.
That would.
But Alan, you've been gone for a week, and then all of a sudden you come back and you're just using our podcast to try and get a date.
Right.
Is this what this is?
Yes. This is definitely what it is.
You're using your fame
Right.
to get women.
Your immense prattle fame is being used for evil. Wes, I think we need to get back to sports.
Back to sports.
And it is...
Alan, you're in the penalty box.
Yeah, you are in the penalty box. Speaking of penalty boxes, it is 1-1 in the NHL Finals. I'm rooting for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Wes, you're not. And I think it's blasphemy that you're not.
No, I mean, I'm a big advocate of the expansion team, and that's an argument we went into last week.
Right, we don't need to go back into that one.
It doesn't mean I have to be a fan of the Golden Knights. I think I'm a fan of the underdog, and the Caps are an underdog, and they haven't been in the Cup since 98, I think, so 20 years. I think it's good. It's good. I like them.
Yeah, let's go Caps, baby.
Let's go Ovi.
All right,
I'm a big Russia guy.
The bandwagon Las Vegas Knights NHL fans have got to be some of the most annoying online fans that I've ever seen. Like, they score a goal, they win a game, you will see your timeline. Doesn't matter if you follow sports tabloids or not, just absolutely filled with this Las Vegas Knights. Just like, ugh. Like, it's all you see. It's like, oh man, the Knights won. I guess everyone knows. And
So, Aaron, you just called me annoying. So I'm just going to brush that off because I am a huge Las Vegas Golden Knights fan. However, I saw my first live NHL goal in a long time last night, and it was by Las Vegas, so that was good. So I think regardless of who wins this NHL Finals, it's going to be a good ending because either A, you have Alexander Ovechkin getting his, and the man deserves it. The man has been one of the greatest with Sidney Crosby the past 10, 15 years in the league. So that's good. Otherwise, an expansion team wins it, and an expansion team shouldn't win it, regardless of what anybody says. They should not win the NHL, and it's amazing that they're doing it. So I think regardless of the outcome of this NHL Finals, it's going to be great. And it's good hockey. It's fun to watch.
I'm not a big hockey guy, but what I want to see out of the series is 7 games. I think 7 games would be the best for hockey,
right?
Especially expansion team and Caps, baby. Caps here.
Well, if the NHL was rigged like Nick thought the NBA was, it's definitely going 7.
We'll see. I don't know. Hockey seems a little bit more hard to rig. So is basketball, which other debate. Basketball's not rigged. If you think so, you're wrong. No offense.
Yeah, and I think, Pop, you bring up a great point there in that, it going 7 games is really great for the NHL. Because what TCB just brought up, right? He just saw his first live NHL goal in a long time because he was tuning into the game. And I don't necessarily know, what his viewership habits are with the NHL, but I'm pretty sure that you do not avidly watch the NHL during the season yet.
I do not. Oh, no. No.
And so, and especially, how I touched on with, social media and these, just overbearing fans, is the fact that it's giving the NHL a ton of press. It's a really cool story, and it's also generating a lot of buzz in people that do not pay attention to hockey at all. So, I will say it is good for the sport, and I do also hope it goes 7 games, and I hope Ovi gets his his cup because he deserves it.
I've got a PP poll idea. Are you more likely to watch a regular season baseball game or a hockey game?
Regular season of both. I bet you would be close.
It would be close.
I'll throw that out.
I really am not sure. I feel like it would be whatever's on TV,
Right.
like when I go to B-dubs or something.
Right, definitely. And I feel like a baseball game would be more likely to be on the TV at a B-dubs.
Because there's so many.
Right. 162 of the freaking games. Oh, my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
But, yeah, I agree. I'll definitely throw that on the PP poll after this episode. However, we do need to get into one more sports topic before we get into the meat, the NBA Finals. And that is, guys, how's softball going?
Softball's going great. As you know, we got moved up into the upper league, and we're doing hot so far. I mean, we actually got to keep our record from the lower league. We adopted the position of a really bad team that wanted to move down. So we are now 4-0-1. We got a tie. So we won tonight, 22-11. A lot of good hitting, and I feel like we're on the move.
Yeah. We're making plays, and I feel like what the most important thing about softball is having a good defense.
I agree.
And boy, do we have a good defense for a church league softball.
Well, I mean, and softball is you're lobbing it up there, so the team better hit the ball.
Right.
So, I mean, when you have the chance to make a play, you better make a play.
Right. We were talking about this tonight. If you strike out looking in softball, Wes and I believe you need to retire right away.
You have to retire.
Right. Pop, what do you think?
I've struck out in softball.
Not
Never
looking.
never
Okay,
looking, just
good.
swing and miss.
Right.
So I got big time like frowned upon in the softball community by even swinging and missing.
Right.
So I can feel the pain. Like
Right.
I don't think you should retire. I don't think you should retire. I think you should maybe buy dinner or okay.
There needs to be some sort of punishment.
on my last team we said buy a 30 rack. Of beer. But
Of soda.
so pop for first.
Right. It's definitely pop.
But yeah, we drink soda around here or water. We're big water guys.
I love water. I'm a big water guy.
Hydration is key.
That's right. We do need to give Westman, your brother, a shout out because Avery went yard for the first time tonight. 300-foot fence. It was a rip.
First at bat of the game.
First at bat of the game. Lead off jack.
See ya.
First pitch, right?
No.
It might have been. Did he take one?
I think he took one.
Okay. Hey, well, who cares, though?
Yeah.
It was a rip. And I feel like if I were to ever hit a home run, never going to happen, then I would be swinging for the fences every single time after that. And I think that's what Avery did. He popped up a couple times afterwards.
As well of a night that Avery had, I want to explain to you my night. I grounded out to a shortstop, and this shortstop was a lefty.
Yeah.
He got me out. It was a good play, I will admit.
Great play.
But it just shows that it doesn't take a lot for me to get me out. So I'm trash, guys. Like, it's bad.
You're not trash. You just you don't have the wheels.
Yeah. My wheels have gone away. I've never really had them in the first place.
I was going to say, gone away?
Yeah. Hey, I had a 5.240 time.
Really?
Yeah, that's
All right, respectable.
PPs.
Sneaky athletic.
I'm about 5'9" and obese.
No.
No, 5'9". I would say
Not obese.
a strong looking 270. We'll say that.
I agree. Very strong looking 270.
Well, you've got a good frame, and let's just say you fill it out.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you were a lineman. So I mean, like it's not like you just got this just like everything's sagging off you. Like you're built well. You're a strong guy.
Right. So I had muscular legs back in the day, back in my high school days,
Oh, tell us about back in your day when you peaked in high school. Like, what did you squat, bro?
Bro, I squatted like 500 pounds, 585 to be exact.
That's impressive.
Sure.
Yeah, that is very
And I
impressive.
tried 600 in front of the whole school and epically failed, which is very embarrassing. That's why I don't talk about high school anymore.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
Let's move on.
We do need to move on. We do need to move on pretty quick. But softball was great. We did have another game today, as Wes said, and we're playing again next week Thursday, so make sure you're tuning in to catch up another update on our softball team. However, the big news, obviously, in the sports world is the NBA Finals. And guys, I've got a weird feeling about this NBA Finals. I don't know what it is. I'm rooting for the Warriors, and I don't hate LeBron James. I think LeBron James is the greatest player on the planet. I have a weird feeling that the Cavs are going to win the series in 6.
Weird feeling. I mean, all the expectations and all the experts are saying, oh, it has to be the Warriors.
Right, and that's why it's weird. I think the Warriors should win.
But all I'm saying, LeBron is LeBron.
Right.
LeBron is LeBron, but there's literally no one behind him.
Yeah, like that guy has played almost every minute, if not every minute, of every game this postseason and during the regular season. That's gonna wear on the guy. And I'm sorry, but you're gonna hit Game 3, Game 4, Game 5, traveling all over the place, cross country to play these games. To think that LeBron's not gonna have a lapse where all of a sudden he looks tired and he looks not washed up, but he looks tired. Like the guy needs to sit. He's not making shots that he normally would. He's not as dominant, physically as he normally is. And I think we're going to see that pretty quick now. And I just feel like, maybe Game 1, maybe Game 2, they surprise some people. The Cavs come out real strong, maybe pick up a win, a dub or two. But then I don't see a sustainable LeBron James performance like there was in their Game 7 or in their 7-game series before this.
Okay, I think I have a lot of thoughts on this. And I think LeBron is the smartest basketball player in the league maybe to ever play. I feel like he's got this figured out. I think for the entire playoffs, he's kind of been sandbagging. And
he has. He's been slow.
He's been
slow to the point where he's conserving his energy because he knows he's going to make the flipping finals every year.
Right, and I think a lot of people give him too much credit for that, but I think he does consciously conserve energy on purpose. But I feel like he needs to plan out these finals and specifically target specific games. Of course, the home games. But right now, it's in the third quarter. It's 75-80. Warriors are up. And LeBron is 36. I feel like he's going after this game.
LeBron has 36 of the 75?
LeBron has 36 in the third.
Wow.
5 assists, 4 rebounds. So I feel like he's going after this game, and I think that's what he should do. He should try to steal one home game or away game early and then win the home games, and that's 4. So I feel like he's smart enough that he'll do that, and I feel like, speaking of sandbagging, the role players for the Cavs really haven't been doing too much. So it's possible, and I think they had it in one game against Boston. Game 4 against Boston. The role players really showed up. So I think they have the potential to be there, and I think now's the time. So let's go ahead and do it, and then they can possibly pull this off.
Yeah, I mean, you got Kevin Love sitting with a modest 11 points. A modest 11 points right now. But I mean, that's not bad from a contribution standpoint. 11 points through the third is not bad at all. But so I guess I think Wes, you bring up a lot of great points with talking about how he has been sandbagging and kind of trying to conserve energy. And I think if Cleveland can keep these low scoring games where it's not as many possessions, where if you can keep the games under 90, 95 points. On the end, I think the Cavs, their chances go up exponentially. But, it's 75-82 with still an entire quarter to play. This is going to break into the high, 110s, maybe even break 120. I just feel like that plays into Golden State's hands incredibly because they have so many people that can put up so many points, and I just feel like everything falls to LeBron to score.
Right, and if we think about where they've been struggling the entire playoffs, it's been with defense and with scoring with people other than LeBron. So they've got room to improve with the people around him, and I feel like LeBron can turn on a little bit more, maybe get 10 more points out of him. So we're talking a 50-point triple-double, and then defense has to step up, and so do the role players. So there's room for growth. It's a lot to ask for, but that's what it takes.
I mean, the fact that you even just said a 50-point triple-double, and we see that as almost like normal.
But think about how consistent he's been.
I know. I like it's ridiculous to me the fact that we can say 50-point triple-double for LeBron James, and people say, yeah, like I could see that happening a couple times. Like it's absolutely wild to look at this guy's stat lines in the playoffs and through his career as a whole with just how he's able to just completely exceed people's expectations and end up, putting on an absolute show, in every game that he needs to show up at.
Guys, we're talking about LeBron and what he needs to do. But honestly, guys, the Warriors are vulnerable. We saw that last series. They went 7 with Rockets.
Yeah.
And the last 2 games, Rockets didn't have Chris Paul. A lot of people are saying if
blew
they had Chris,
big leads too.
Right.
Right.
A lot of people are saying if Rockets had Chris Paul in those final 2 games,
I believe they would have won at least one of those.
Well, they missed 28 threes.
27 in a row. Right.
So think about if they made just a couple of those.
Right.
That could have been the difference. Forget Chris Paul. That could have been the difference. So Poppy is right.
Right.
Warriors were vulnerable, and they showed that. I think people forget coming into this season, people were writing off the season saying, oh, it's over. The Warriors aren't going to lose anything.
Well, I think it was more like that last year. I think people were starting to see a shift with teams like the Rockets at the beginning of the year, especially when they got Chris Paul. There was a little bit of a shift away, like, oh, maybe there's a chink in that huge armor that the Warriors have.
Right. Last year it was one team that could possibly compete with them.
Right.
And now it's 3, maybe 4.
I think the Celtics with Kyrie and Gordon Hayward this year would have been scary.
Yeah. Yep.
Seriously.
I think with just Kyrie.
Just with Kyrie, they would have beaten the Cavs.
Yeah. Like, it was close. Both teams, Celtics and Rockets, had each team on the ropes.
It could very easily be Celtics Rockets tonight. Very easily.
Obviously. Yeah, easily.
Definitely.
So more with the vulnerability of the Warriors, let's talk about problems they're really having. I think as of now, this is considered to be Steph's team, but I really think this should be Kevin Durant's team. Last year, people were coming out of the finals saying Kevin Durant might be the best player on the planet. They were saying he might be better than LeBron.
Right.
So why hasn't KD sort of taken that role as that guy for the Warriors?
Right. Well, I think what makes the Warriors so good is that night in and night out, it's a different guy. It doesn't have to be Steph Curry. Sure, Steph Curry, it might be Steph Curry's team, but the man's a 2-time MVP, and he's the point guard of the best team on the planet. So I think that's why you think it's Steph Curry's team. However, Kevin Durant is going to easily go off for 30 if he wants. And Steph Curry's going to go off for 30, and Klay Thompson's going to get his 25 or 30, whatever he's going to do. Steph is shooting 8 for 14 tonight, shooting 50% from 3. And if you're doing that with Steph Curry, then you're not going to beat the Warriors. However, the one person that I think in this series is the biggest impact for the Warriors is Andre Iguodala. If the man is playing, they are so much better. They have to start Kevon Looney in his place. Not Kevin Looney. The man is Kevon Looney. Nobody's ever heard of this guy, okay? And he's only played 12 minutes. Jordan Bell has played more than him. But Andre Iguodala completes that death lineup.
Toby, or TCB, I would agree with you if Andre Iguodala was there
a few years ago.
No, was even like their second or third best scorer on the team.
Well,
he's not.
It doesn't matter about his scoring. I'm not talking about his scoring.
Or even player. He's 5 or 6.
You don't need him. You don't need him to score at all.
No, I agree with Alan. I think if he's the 5th best player and he's part of that death lineup, obviously. But why is his absence such a big problem for them?
I think it's a big problem. I think it's because it makes them change how they play.
But also, I want to know why they don't have a guy to replace him. Why do they have 4 centers that they don't play?
Right. No, you're definitely right with the JaVale McGee and Zaza. Why is JaVale McGee and Zaza Pachulia on that team? They need another guy like an Andre Iguodala or another kind of like a 3-4 kind of mix like they need. Jordan Bell was a great draft pick by them.
Jordan Bell was great. I feel like they need someone like the Rockets had Gerald Green.
Yeah.
Someone like that.
Well, that man was out of a job 2 months ago.
He was a free agent.
Right.
And so I feel like just unwise planning on their part. I feel like they were just trying to find someone that they could have consistent, and so they're just trying out a bunch of guys.
Right.
But obviously that failed, and they decided to go with a different kind of lineup, with the death lineup.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if it failed because they're still the best team in the league.
It failed because they don't have a center.
They don't need a center. Oh, you mean
I think
Kevon
they
Looney?
they tried to have a center.
They had
That
Draymond
failed.
Green as their center,
It is now.
and that's
They
their
tried
best
Zaza
lineup.
and they tried JaVale.
Well, they don't. Zaza and JaVale are not a long-term starting option.
Not
for them.
anymore. So it should be someone different.
Yeah, you're right. And I've talked about this guy. This player for the Cavs, I believe, should be a huge contributor for them, and that's Rodney Hood. And he hasn't even entered game one. He hasn't even played 1 minute yet, and we're starting the fourth quarter. I feel bad for that guy. I don't know if I feel bad for him or if he should just step up for the challenge. Because he was a dynamic player in Utah.
Well, I feel like he's frustrated, and I think he has the right to be frustrated. And I think he's had issues with Tyronn Lue, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he has. Yes.
So that might show up in his minutes. But I feel like Game 7, he had at least double-digit points.
Yeah.
So he had a decent game, and I think he's capable of that.
He is.
So I think you have to use that.
You do.
And when you have guys that are so streaky like JR
Right.
and Tristan Thompson who
Right.
might show up or he might have 0 points.
Right.
Like tonight, I think he has 2.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The Cavs only have 2 players in double figures. 2.
You can't win
You
like that.
cannot win like that. I don't care how good LeBron James is. I honestly don't care. He can score 60. The more points LeBron scores, the less likely the Cavs are to win.
I'm eager to see if the Cavs will make adjustments because I feel like they need to try something different.
Get the ball in George Hill's hands. He's been clutch all playoffs.
Experiment.
Yeah,
Put the ball in someone else's hand for at least 5 minutes.
I agree.
I personally don't think it's a great time to start experimenting when you're in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, no, you're right.
No, it's a great time if you've got no hope.
They have plenty of hope.
As of now, but I'm saying if they go down 0-2 and they look terrible at home, they have to try something different.
Why would they? That doesn't make sense. Why would they try something different at the end of the season when they're most likely going to get rid of these players? LeBron's going to leave.
Because they want to win. They want to win.
Yeah, this is their
last chance.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've realized, they've seen the writing on the wall that this is their last year. And then LeBron's going to go to a team like Philly or like
Houston.
Like Houston.
Let's talk about that.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that a little bit because we're talking about Kevin Durant on the Warriors, and Wes thinks Kevin Durant should be the guy for Golden State. I agree. However, if LeBron James goes to Houston and makes the big three of him, Chris Paul, who he's really good buddies with, and James Harden, I feel like that should be looked in the same light as Kevin Durant going to Golden State.
And by that, you mean LeBron should be criticized just as much
He
as
should
Kevin
be
Durant
dogged. He should be cupcaked. He should be everything. Pop, the Rockets are your team. And I just think that if LeBron were to go and join up with those guys, that it should be looked at like similarly to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, first off, I would love to see LeBron stay in Cleveland.
Really?
I've said this.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be opposed to him joining because I'm obviously a Rockets fan, James Harden fan.
Right.
But honestly, I would have a problem with it. If he left, or if he, I don't know if I would have a huge problem with it, but it would be on the same level as Kevin Durant. You're leaving a team that you potentially have a chance to go to the finals. Like, we've seen him. He's done it. And now that's what Kevin Durant did. The only difference between Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant left a team that was contending, and LeBron James is leaving a team. And if LeBron James were to leave that team would be the worst team in the league.
Okay.
And go ahead, Aaron.
So I think that we are quick to gloss over the fact that LeBron did this exact same thing when he left for South Beach. I mean, Cavs were nowhere near as good as they were now, but he left to go to South Beach. He, up and left
to win
and
championships.
Yeah, and he went to win championships. I don't think that we need to try and play this play this game and say, we think that LeBron is someone who's going to, stick it out for his good faith or, he's got to do it for the team. No, LeBron has shown that he is going to leave and go where he thinks he can best win. But I will say because of that, I can give you 8 reasons why he will not go to Houston. and that is 8 straight Eastern Conference Finals and making the NBA Finals. Was it all 8 of those? Yeah.
So you think
There's no
the
reason
path
for him
through
to go to the
East-
West.
The path through the East is an easier one.
Oh, for sure. The East is so weak.
What do you think about Boston and Philadelphia?
I think Boston has a really great shot to challenge. With Jason Tatum really showing up this playoffs, Marcus Smart really stepping up and being a great player. And they're also without their 2 best players. But I just don't think that you can come anywhere near to saying that is like the absolute gauntlet that the West is right now. Houston, Golden State. I mean, you could say the Spurs, OKC. I feel like there's 5 or 6 teams all in that division, even the Jazz, that are good, really good up and coming teams. And you go to the East, and it's like you got the Cavs, obviously. Okay, you've got the Celtics, and then Philly.
I disagree. I think the NBA, if you look back last year, it was so lopsided. The East was atrocious, and the West was so competitive. But I think just 1 year later, we see the NBA kind of leveling off. So I think the teams in Boston and in Philadelphia are just as daunting as going up against teams in the West. So I feel like Houston is just the logical next step for LeBron to take if his goal is to win championships.
But that's pretty much placing the Celtics and Golden State as comparable in their respective talent and ability to win. And I think that is a gross generalization and making Celtics to be a lot better than they probably are.
It does even out because going to Houston creates a better team that is capable of making it to the finals just as easy as a team he would join in the East. Theoretically, the 76ers, I don't think that would work out.
I think if he goes 76ers, he is most definitely in a better position to win because the Cavs are going to become a complete dumpster fire when they, strip away everything that they've put together to, build up this team for LeBron. And so you've got arguably the second best team in the West now or the East that he just joined. And all he's got to do is beat the Celtics because there's no one else in that division that can even come close to standing up in front of him or even provide him a test that's even close to playing Golden State throughout the entire regular season and then having to beat them not only in the playoffs, but then you have to face, this team that you like the Celtics in the finals anyway. I just don't understand why you would want to put yourself in the same division as the Golden State Warriors if they have proven to be your biggest, block to having success in the finals.
I'm going to say this now. The East is not trash. They aren't. It's not. Just because LeBron James or a certain player is dominating a conference does not mean it's trash. These teams in the East are competitive. The Cavs were the 4 seed. Last year they were the 2 seed. Celtics are good. Wizards are good. Philly's good. Toronto's good.
The sweep? Come on. Do not even say Toronto.
No, it's hard to look at the East and say... No, it's easy to look at the East and say they're bad because they have to go up against LeBron.
Right, definitely. Pop, I want to have a conversation with you quick. Because I definitely agree with you that the East is not trash at all. However, I think the East are a year or 2 away from being the West.
Okay.
And then I think they're going to be better than the West. Because A, Chris Paul is going to get older, and the Rockets are going to be good but not as good. And then the Warriors have to end at some point. Okay? And then the Celtics are going to be good, all their up-and-coming guys. The Philly's going to be good if LeBron stays in the East. Toronto is not bad. Toronto is a great team. They just ran into LeBron, like you said.
Yep.
So what I want to know is, in a couple years, do you think the East can be better than the West?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're already seeing the downfall of OKC.
Right. They're done, dude.
Absolutely. And the Rockets.
Yep.
Chris Paul's getting up there in age.
Right.
You're going to have James Harden, and that's it, really.
Right.
And Utah Jazz, Donovan Mitchell, yeah, has a great future.
They don't have any stars besides Mitchell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Lakers,
Come on.
Like,
if they can get a big free agent, maybe.
Right. I'm just saying LeBron's dominance shouldn't undermine how good the East is.
I definitely agree with you.
I would say the West is top-heavy with Golden State, Rockets, and
That's about it right now.
That's about it.
A Kawhi-less Spurs is not near that tier.
Exactly. And in the East, it's consistent top to bottom.
Right.
The Heat were solid. They were competing.
Right.
The
Bucks were the 7th seed, and they were good.
Absolutely.
Right.
Giannis, we can't forget about these players.
People are forgetting about Giannis and guys like that. And they're all in the East, those guys you forget about.
Yeah.
Because they have to go against LeBron.
East is just as good, and they're up and coming. They're going to be what the West is now, or last year. I'd say the West was more dominant last year than this year.
I think it's going to be less top-heavy. There's not going to be a Warriors, I don't think.
Right.
But I do think it's going to be more solid all the way through.
I think if LeBron's in the West, he's just as dominant as he is in the East.
Besides the Warriors, I definitely... If LeBron goes to the Warriors, the NBA is done. I'll tell you that right now. The NBA is over.
Please, LeBron,
Please don't.
If you're listening,
right?
Don't go to the Warriors.
Please don't. Please.
Yeah, and to build on top of that, I feel like the resume to go to the Rockets is undeniable. If I'm the Rockets, I'm saying, LeBron, you come here. We've got 3 of the best scorers in the league, 3 of the best passers in the league, 2 of the best scorers maybe to ever play, and you get to go up against the Warriors multiple times in a season and topple the team that has been torturing you for the past 4 years. And you have Mark D'Antoni.
But again, 8 straight trips. 8 straight trips coming out of the East. Why would you want to go to the West to have to basically face your finals matchup in your Western Conference Finals?
Because the East is evolving.
Yes, but it's okay. Like you guys said, the East is still a couple years away. There's a lot that still has to happen. People still have to develop. Coaching changes, we're seeing coaching changes in the East, right? Stuff has to have time to mature. And the problem is LeBron doesn't have a ton of time. Everyone forgets that guy is getting older. You guys talked about how Chris Paul's getting old. LeBron is not ageless. He needs to win, and he needs to win now. And I just think if he's looking to win now, staying in the East gives him, in the immediate future, the easiest way to win now.
Anyway, it goes through the Warriors. So I feel like you have an advantage playing against them during the regular season more.
Right.
With Houston. I don't see any other way. Like all the logic points toward Houston being the destination.
Right, definitely.
To me.
I agree. I think it's either good. I think people are not letting him stay in Cleveland. I think that's the biggest possibility in my opinion. Because he owes it. He feels like he owes it to the city. Obviously, he's won a title. He might even win another one this year, for all we know. But guys, I want to transition a little bit into our segment for the day. We just have one segment, and it is over-unders. And I want to start us off because we are talking about this. We're talking about the conferences, and I love this debate. But I want to ask Aaron, because Aaron is obviously not too high on the East. We're going to start with Aaron, and we're going to go around, guys. We're going to say over under 2 years until the East is significantly better than the West is.
Over. Easily over.
I think it's hard to measure because the West is so top-heavy with a Warriors team that we've never seen before. But I think it is 2 years from right now or 2 seasons.
Yeah, so like this is one finals, and then give it another finals, and then at that finals,
then
2 years.
Under.
Okay.
Under.
Okay.
How many years did it take LeBron to reach to a point of dominance?
Right away, it felt like.
Second year is an all-star.
So if potentially the greatest player in the world still took 2 years, I don't see the East just evolving into this like super this powerhouse of teams all the way through, solid teams, all really good and able to be better than the West. I just don't see that happening in 2 years.
Just wait 2 years.
Right, and my answer to that is they already are in part. Do any of you guys have any other over-unders for us?
I have an over-under.
All right, Pop.
All right, we see the super team and the Warriors, and we question if the downfall is on its way. Over under 2 years before the downfall.
So what's the downfall? Like they don't make an NBA Finals?
Yes.
That's the downfall, that they don't make an NBA Finals.
Or two of the stars leave.
Or two of the stars leave.
That's a downfall.
I think it's over. I honestly think that, first of all, is Draymond one of the stars?
Let's say Draymond and Clay leave.
If Draymond and Clay leave, I still think they make the NBA Finals.
Ooh.
So I'm going to go over.
I'm going over too. I think there's too much to love there, and I think they mesh together like as a family. That sounds cheesy, but I think that's actually what they are. And you've seen Kevin Durant take a pay cut. You've seen Steph take a pay cut. I feel like Draymond realizes that he won't be as good of a player if he goes anywhere else. And I think Clay knows that he's not capable of being that number one guy anywhere else. So I think they like their roles and understand their roles in Golden State. And I think they like the rings on their fingers.
Yeah, I'm also going to go over on that. I just don't think that the Warriors have this massive breakup. They have the tightest PR in the world, and they are super professionally run, besides really Nick Young. But I don't see drama ripping that team apart, at least in the next 2 years.
Follow-up question. Over under 3 years before one of the stars
Over.
Why would they? The only thing I could see is Klay Thompson feeling like he could do it elsewhere, which is false. He could not be Klay Thompson of the Warriors somewhere else.
Do we know how long the contracts are on KD and Steph and Klay?
I think most of them have those player options that everyone's been doing.
KD has a player option. He could be a free agent this year, but he definitely won't be, in my opinion.
I'm gonna go under then. I'm gonna go under 3 years, or I guess can I say? I mean, yeah, I'll go under. I think that with this lucrative market, if people get their championships and get what they want, I could totally see a couple people dipping out. Notably, I think Klay Thompson is a great one to look at as someone who might leave. And then who knows? Maybe KD feels like I'm sick of being told that I'm some snake who's not done enough, and tries to go somewhere else and wins.
Okay, I have an over-under. Right now, Game 1, fourth quarter, about 5 minutes left. It's 100-94, Warriors lead. But LeBron has 40. So my over-under is over-under 200 points for LeBron in the series. So if he has 40 every game for 5 games, that's 200.
Okay. Wow. I think it's... I'm going to go with under because, like I said, if they want to do well, he needs to score less. So I feel like if they lose this game, which it looks like it's possible, obviously they can still come back because they have the best player in the world on their team. He needs to score less in order for them to win. So the longer the series goes, I feel like the less he's going to score.
But then again, if it goes 7, he scores 30 a game, that's 210.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go over. I think LeBron has shown that during the playoffs he is a scoring machine and he wants to score and he is hungry to score. And I do not think that LeBron is going to go quietly. I think he just has that, I'm the guy, like I'm the chosen one. I need to step up, and he does. And so I think he's gonna at least average high 30s for his finals. But I think it's over.
Yeah, I'm going over as well. I am calling it now, Cavs in 7, and I'm thinking he scores over 30 in all 7 of those games. 30 plus.
Okay.
So that's over 200.
Definitely. I think that's going to wrap up over-unders, but I'm going to go around real quick. Give me your champion and give me in how many games. Pop, you just said Cavs in 7. You're sticking with Cavs in 7. Wes, what do you got?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm saying Warriors in 6. Cavs are going to get 2 home games.
All right, I'm going to go Warriors in 5. I think Warriors are easily going to sweep this one away.
All right, and I've got Warriors in 6. However, I would not be surprised if the Cavs won in as many games. I just, like I said, I've got a funny feeling about it probably because LeBron James. But, yes.
PPs, we're going to wrap it up because we want to watch the final 4 minutes of Game 1.
Respect.
This has been a great ep. Obviously, our first pretty much high-profile guest. Nick, thanks again for coming on. We'll have more of those coming soon. And again, watch out for that live episode coming
soon.
Coming very soon.
Coming very soon is right.
So PPs, thanks again. This has been Ep 23, best ep yet.
Best ep yet. PPs, thank you so much. And Nick, like Wes said, thank you so much for coming on.
Peace.